Hi there YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So, as you probably guessed from the title of this video, and also the thumbnail, I did something really weird. I spent way too much money buying something which is definitely not worth that much, because it had Thomas logo on it, and it's this one. It's the Thomas Hot Wheels Track Stars Loco Motorin. Let's check it out. So I haven't bought a Hot Wheels car in a very, very long time, but this is what the packaging looks like. Nothing really interesting on here, except this little, like, Thomas logo. I love they still use that really old drawing of the, and Thomas Tangen and Friends. Like, I love that's still on there, but yeah, that's cool. I don't know what this means because I'm not a Hot Wheels person, so people can tell me what that means or what Hot Wheels Metro means, because to me, I don't know, I don't really get it. You can see there's a really small 75th logo up there and the Thomas and Friends, and then you can see, yeah, it's really interesting that they don't call it like Thomas, they call it Loco Motoring, which I think is going to be interesting given that it's obviously meant to be Thomas and it does have official branding. Like, that name almost makes it seem like it's like some weird rip-off or something. But anyway, that's okay, cool. Let's rip them open and take a look. Now, really quickly before people say, oh, but you want to keep it mint in packaging. Unfortunately, the packaging was broken, and I bought it broken, which was slightly cheaper than buying some of the ones that had sealed packaging. So that's why we're opening it. Okay, let's do the classic twist so we can see everything that we're dealing with here. Cool. Okay, so the first one I want to look at is the face. So the face is really weirdly applied. You can see that it's like very round on this side, but then this side is all like lumpy, and I don't know if that's like just they painted it badly or it's painted wrong or if it's meant to be like that. So that's a bit weird looking. If it's all smooth like this side, that would be nice, but it is not. So that's a bit strange. But in terms of the face otherwise, I think it's a pretty decent, like, flat, cartoony CGI style face. But let me know what you think about that. The front is interesting because he's got red here, but like definitely no buffers or anything. They're just like I don't even know what that's supposed to be. This is such a weird car design. And you can see he's got like a weird hood coming over the top here. You can see a lot of exposed, nicely painted in silver engine detailing. Although I must say, it doesn't seem like specific to anything particular trainy. Like, are they meant to be kind of train wheels? They look like exhaust fans. I don't know. So you can see all that detail's the same. You can see he's got the funnel and a little dome here on top. And then we come to his very stylized kind of cab section here, and you can see that's raked all the way back. It is hollow in that you can see all the way through it to that, part in the middle. Come around to the back, that's what he looks like there. And again, the other side is the same. You do have this printing along here, which is quite fine, and you also have that red metallic printing around the wheels and the number 1 and a little tiny Hot Wheels logo, which is really hard to get this to focus on because it's so close to the camera. It doesn't really there we go. But what's interesting is if you come around to this side, you can see that the printing is definitely not as good. It's not lined up as well, and this part is just missing. There's just no printing there. And interestingly, this was the side that you couldn't see in the box, so interesting indeed. Yeah, that's what it looks like from the front, from the back, very little from the top, as you can see. And then this is what it looks like from the bottom. Again, I don't know what does that mean? Does that mean like loop-to-loop compatible? You've got the name there, you've got some numbers, made in Malaysia. Interesting that, these are made in Malaysia, but the minis are made in Thailand. What's with that? But yeah, you can see what it looks like. Pretty interesting. It seems to roll very well, as you would hope a Hot Wheels car does. So that doesn't seem to be a problem. And if I'm not having any issues. In terms of sizing, in case you're not a Hot Wheels person, you can see this is what it looks like next to a Thomas Wood engine, and I'll grab a Thomas Mini. And this here is it next to a Thomas Mini, so you can kind of get an idea of the size of what we're dealing with. As you can see, it's weird. It's so weird. I really debated not picking this up because it was so weird, but I just couldn't help myself because it was something that was for the 25th anniversary. 75th anniversary. So, YOLO, we did it. What's interesting though is I haven't seen this in stores anywhere. So I had a look. I've started looking now in the Hot Wheels section of a bunch of the toy stores in my area and have not seen them anywhere. I've also looked online at places that sell Hot Wheels. They don't seem to be selling these, which is interesting because when I saw Mattel, I think, posted something on or Thomas and Friends, sorry, posted something on their website or on their Facebook or something with a photo of this. And a lot of people in the comments said they'd found it. I assume they were in the United States. But yeah, in Australia, I have not seen this, which is when we need to talk about the price. So the weird part about this story is I've actually just done some research, and apparently the deluxe bougie kind of Hot Wheels cars sell for $8 in Australia, and that's at like a discount supermarket or mega market kind of thing, big W. $8, which seems crazy. I just don't think they've been that expensive for a long time, but obviously I have been out of the game for a long time. And remember, that's the bougie ones. I couldn't find a listing online for the cheaper ones, which actually means in perspective, this feels less silly. I actually paid $7 for this item here, which apparently is maybe cheaper than what it was supposed to be. I thought, it probably sells for about $4 or $5. So 7 is a bit of a markup, but no, maybe that's actually correct. The problem was that then I had to pay $12 for shipping, so I ended up paying nearly $20 Australian for this in order to actually get it to my house, which was a bit of a problem because obviously, you're paying twice the amount of the worth of the item for the shipping, which is always a bit sad. But that said, it's kind of an interesting thing to have. It's kind of cool to have in your collection, I suppose. I think if you saw this at a normal Hot Wheels price, which apparently is $8, and you're a Thomas fan, yeah, look, I think you need to see it in person. I think it does look better in person than it does, and more interesting in person than it does in pictures. Just because I think it's a bit boring because it's got a lot of blue and just a little bit of silver and a little bit of red. I think if there was something happening on top of the cab here, maybe that just meant it was a little bit more exciting, then it might be more appealing in pictures. But I think in real life, when you see all the different angles and all the different colors, you do appreciate it a bit more. So I think, if you want to display this as part of your Thomas collection, I don't think it will look funny, but it'll definitely be like a feature piece. But I don't think it's probably not that nice that it's worth paying, the amount I paid in postage for it, just so I could get it and show it to you guys. But you guys let me know your thoughts. Are we keen on this kind of thing? What do we think about these kind of crossovers? It's kind of like, we've had a lot of weird crossovers in minis, and now Thomas has gone the other way. Thomas has crossed over into something else rather than the other way around. So you guys let me know what you think about that. I'll be keen to know your thoughts. But otherwise, that's all we've got time for in this review. If you guys cool things on YouTube, like, subscribe, blah, blah. That's all we've got time for. This is XtremeTrainz.